It's an old Budva. And he gave it to me. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the incline. Yeah, angle is so steep. Oh, and I have miles to go before I sleep. Oh, Jesus. It is so super steep here. I don't know how to get down there. So it looks like this is going to be a fail unless I can find a trail. And I don't think I can. Wow. There it is. I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me zoom in a little. It was worth the trek. I can tell you that. Hello everyone. I am going to try a spicy gyro today. Let me just show it to you. There it is. Hello folks, another wonderful day in Budva. I'm headed out to a waterfall. Then I'm going to try a quote-unquote spicy gyro, right? Let's see if it meets up to this Burqueño standards. You know, it's going to be a long trip, but let's see. It's got a lot planned for today. But I do want to tell you all a story about an encounter I had with this homeless guy. Not too many homeless people in Budva. I've only seen two. You know, it's not like Albuquerque where there's a whole lot of them. And we do have a homeless issue in Albuquerque. But I want to tell you about this encounter I had. It's an interesting one. You know, I went down to Old Town, and this is the homeless guy I'd seen before when I first came to Budva. I saw him lying there on the, a little bit of a quandary here. Let's go this way, there we go. Anyway, I'd seen him before, and I saw him just lying there, and then near Old Town, near the outside of the city walls there, and I didn't think anything of it. You know, the guy down on his luck. It's something that's, I guess, kind of universal. It happens everywhere. But I went back to Old Town a few days later, and I didn't see him again. He saw me again, and he was asking me some question in Montenegro that I didn't understand. I just told him I was an American, and then I kind of just continued on my way. And he just let me go, right? And I went over and I sat on the rocks there near the marina, looked out at the Adriatic for a while, and I came back. He stopped me again, and he said, "American," he said, and I was like, "Yes, yeah, I'm an American." I said, "Do you speak English?" And then he started speaking in all of these different languages, one of which I detected sounded German. So I asked him, "Is it Deutsche?" which is, I guess, German, I believe. I'm not sure. And then I do speak a little bit of French. Let me stop here for a second. I do speak a little bit of French, so I asked him, "Est-ce que tu parles français?" which means, "Do you speak French?" And then he said something in French that probably had a Montenegrin accent, because I didn't understand what he said. And then I was kind of beckoning him, you know, I was telling him I was going to go ahead and take off, because I guess we weren't going to be able to understand each other. And he stopped me and he said, no, come back. And he said this in English. So he could speak English all the time, right? And he started to chat me up for a while. He started to talk to me, and he was telling me, you know, that he had that he was homeless, that he had some children, some small children. This guy's like my age, so he, you know, in his mid-50s. And he, you know, kind of went out, he was down on his luck, and I thought, well, I'll give him a little bit of money, and I reached into my pocket, whatever I had, and I gave it to him. And then he asked me about myself. And I told him that I was slow traveling, that I was going around on a budget, and he was trying to point out all these places. You know, you can go up, you can see the Morgan Fort. I said, no, I've already been there. And he talked about the island of St. Stefan. I said, no, I've been there. I walked over there. He said, you know, he's like, oh, well, you can go on a tour. And I said, no, I'm trying to save money. And kept on telling him I was in a budget. And he said, I think he felt sorry for me. He thought I was pretty poor, I guess, or something. He wanted to give the money I'd given him back. I said, no, I can afford that, I told him. But I'm just trying to save some cash, I told him. And after I said that, he said, I want to give you something, he said. And he went over to his backpack that was there next to him, and he, you know, I was a little concerned. I was like, what's this guy going to pull out on me or whatever? Who knows, right? Never met this guy before. And, you know, he's, you know, older guy, and kept on talking about the former Yugoslavia and how he preferred it to be Yugoslavia, and that's what it was. And, you know, we had been in that war in the the Kosovo War back in the day. I didn't know if he held any animosity towards Americans, those sort of kinds of things. All these things going through my mind. But he pulled out a postcard. Really nice postcard. It was this postcard. Really nice one. You see that? It's of old Budva. And he gave it to me. And he said, yes, this is from the scene from the other side, he said. Yeah, I want you to have it. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was so awesome. But he chatted me up for a little while. And then I left, and I thought that was cool. It was really interesting, especially because he kept on emphasizing the old Yugoslavia. That's what, when I was a young man, when I was a teenager, that's what it was, Yugoslavia. There wasn't any Serbia or Montenegro or Bosnia-Herzegovina. There wasn't any Croatia. All of those countries formed after the breakup of Yugoslavia, after the breakup of the Soviet Union and all of that. So it was just quite a very interesting conversation. Just an old school guy from a different world. And I thought that was cool. I thought it was nice having a conversation with him. He shook my hand, and then I started walking away. And as I was walking back to my Airbnb, I met, believe it or not, another homeless guy. Probably the only two homeless guys in all of Budva. And he asked me another question. I told him I was American, and then he started speaking to me in English. Chatted me up very briefly, just talked for a little bit. But it turns out, that those two guys were the two guys that spoke the best English of all the people that I've spoken to here in Budva. I don't know what that means or what that says. I go into these shops, and some people speak a little bit of English, but most don't. And that's fine. This is their country. They speak Montenegrin and Serbian and all that. But I just thought that was interesting. It was a great experience. But and I enjoyed that. Good conversations, good people here. Nice people. Even the homeless are nice. Well, after that, I think I'm going to go ahead and head out to that waterfall now, see what's what, and then try that quote-unquote spicy gyro. See how spicy it is. I'm wanting to find something spicy here, truly. This place is close to the beach, and so we'll see. We'll give them a try, right? And I'll film for you, and we'll see what you think. All right. On my way. This is Mediterranean Water Park. It looks abandoned now, but it must have been a pretty cool place when it was opened. Better days, better times. Folks, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the incline. It looks to be a little bit steep. Let me show you. Look at that. I don't know. I'm getting ready to make my turn off. Just up ahead a little bit over there. Just past a little river, the many that run through this area. But I don't know. Let's see if I'm up to the challenge. I'm sure I am. I got that bum knee that's giving me trouble, but wish me luck, folks. So is this climb as hard as I thought it was going to be? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, angle is so steep. Oh, and I have miles to go before I sleep. Oh, Jesus. Look at that. Still uphill. Looks like I'm gonna get a little bit of a break here, but the things we Burqueños will do just to see a little bit of water. If anybody knows anything about Albuquerque, it's in the middle of a desert. Folks, the waterfall is down there. I can hear it. It's right there, but nowhere does it tell you that as you approach it, right, you go down this cliff. It is so super steep here. I don't know how to get down there. So it looks like this is going to be a fail unless I can find a trail, and I don't think I can, although the view is magnificent. Right? The view is gorgeous. Step up over here. And what do you see? Oblivion. I cannot see a way down, and I'm not going to tramp through all that vegetation. I am an old man, but I can hear it. I can hear that waterfall. So, barring me finding some other way, I don't think I'm going in there. I may have found a path through. I went down looks like a newly constructed a road that's under construction. Had all kinds of wet cement on it still. So, oh boy, there it is. Wow. There it is. I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me zoom in a little. Look at that. I made it. I got as close as I can possibly get here. And there it is. It was worth the trek. I can tell you that. It's the sound of it, the beauty of it is just awesome. Look, it comes up from the hills over there in the background. I don't know, they don't look like hills, they look like mountains to me. And it flows down through this crevasse here, or this crevice, all the way down here for us to enjoy. It is quite a view, I can tell you that. You have to forgive. You have to forgive this Burqueño for just loving it so much. I'm from Albuquerque. There's not much water there. You have the muddy Rio Grande that kind of flows through Albuquerque, but it doesn't have the same kind of beauty as something like this does. And then again in Albuquerque, it doesn't rain that much. Like once a year, really, really, really hard for like 10 seconds. And it scares the heck out of us. We're like, we're gonna get flooded, is it ever gonna stop? But I braved my way out here to see it, and I did. I met my goal. Wow, I somehow got through it. And I'm gonna show you the road I had to go down and that I have to climb back up. So let me do a reverse view here. So this isn't the hard part. This is the construction, right, that's going on. And luckily for me, look at that view, by the way. Look at that. It's just gorgeous here everywhere you look, right? But it looks like they're constructing a road up here or something. You got this, you got all this equipment out here, this flatbed and all of these stones, and it looks like an old mattress. Somebody must have tossed it here, but they've got some rocks on it to make sure it doesn't blow away. But here is that road I was telling you about that I'm gonna have to climb back up. Right? I saw this road as I was up there, trying to figure out a way to get down to the waterfall, and this is what I came down. And I have to climb back up with that bum knee of mine. Going down is difficult. Going up is a little easy. You can see this cement. It is, see that? Put my footprint in it. See if you can see that. See, it's wet. It's still wet, so that must have been put here a little while ago. And kind of fight my way back up this hill because when I am finished here today, guys, I am going, well, I'm headed back right now to go get me a spicy gyro. Hello everyone, I am going to try a spicy gyro today. Let me just show it to you. There it is. It's got some french fries, got some sauce. It's got some, looks like chicken. I'm not sure what kind of meat that is, but it's, you know, right near the beach. So it's got to be a touristy kind of gyro, but I'm going to try it. Let you know that it's spicy. I'm looking for spicy. I'm looking for spicy. So we shall see. Already spilled some on me. Look at that. It's good. It's salty. Spicy. You get like just some spices to it, but not you know, like hot. Let me try some of this sauce here. Very salty. It is very salty. Not necessarily a bad thing. Mr. An old guy like me wants his high blood pressure, but I'm here to enjoy. I've walked, I don't know, 8-9 miles today. I'm hungry. This gyro is a small gyro. And it cost me €5.50, which is about $6.27, something like that. So, it's a little pricey. I wanted to try at least a gyro here in Budva. So, my overall impression, I'm going to give it about an 8. And there is some spice. There is. You can taste a little bit of spice here. It's spicy. It's a little bit hot. So it does up to its title. It's the spicy gyro. I'm the first customer today, so we get it everything fresh. I love it. Delish. So I'm gonna finish this off, and that's that. Until my next foodie. Well, folks, that gyro was actually really spicy. As I ate into it, the more I ate into it, the spicier it got. It's delicious. I may have to come back here again, and it was so good. I had a little bird that kept jumping around. I thought, boy, if you tried this gyro, I don't know if you survive it. It was New Mexico, exceptionally New Mexico, a Burqueño type of spice that I like. It was good. It was really good. I enjoyed that. It was kind of a lot for lunch for me anyway, but I've walked 20,000 steps today going to that waterfall. And I wanted to enjoy a nice big lunch afterwards. And that's what I did. So thank you all for sticking with me if you did to the end of the video. I don't think it's a long one, maybe 20-30 minutes. But until next time, folks.